It's time for anime review. It's the review of Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid. Like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's jump into this wonderful anime review. As Kobayashi sets out on another day at work, she opens her apartment door only to be met by an unusual, frightening sight: the head of a dragon staring at her from across the balcony. The dragon immediately transforms into a cute, busty, and energetic young girl dressed in a maid outfit, introducing herself as Toru. It turns out that the stoic programmer has come across the dragon the previous night on a drunken excursion to the mountains, and since the mythical beast has nowhere else to go, she has offered the creature a place to stay at her home. Thus, Toru has arrived to cash in on the offer, ready to repay her savior's kindness by working as a personal maidservant. Though deeply regretful of her words and hesitant to follow through on her promise, a mix of guilt and Toru's incredible dragon abilities convince Kobayashi to take the girl in. Despite being extremely efficient in her job, the maid's unorthodox methods of housekeeping often end up horrifying Kobayashi, and at times brings her more trouble than help. Furthermore, the circumstances behind the dragon's arrival on Earth seems to be a bit more complicated than at first glance, as Toru bears some heavy emotions and painful memories, and to top it all off, Toru's presence ends up attracting several other mystical beings to her new home, bringing in a host of eccentric personalities. Although Kobayashi makes her best efforts to handle the crazy situation she has found herself in, nothing has prepared her for the new life the dragon Maid. This anime has about 13 episodes. It has a sequel. It is getting also a second season in the summer of 2021, so be on the lookout for that. It premiered January 12th, 2017 to April 6th, 2017. It is based off of a manga series. The genres flow in the slice of life, comedy, and fantasy. Each episode is 24 minutes per episode, and it's rated PG-13. Now, let's get more into the in-depth review of this anime that I can't wait to tell you more about. What I really like about this anime, besides it lovely having a second season, which is coming very soon this summer, which I am very happy to watch, is that I was intrigued by the summer of it, because you wouldn't think, maid, dragon, an unusual combination to say the least, but it piqued enough interest to get me started, especially with the whole antics with a businesswoman, in this sense, having a dragon in a maid costume being helpful because, not giving dove too in the plot of the story to help this dragon and then end up the dragon repaying the kindness for it. It was very interesting, especially since I never read the manga. It's a good light-hearted series, which I found very intriguing. I mean, very intriguing. There are a lot of adult characters that you wouldn't feel like a genuine connection to, but you actually do. Like, each of these characters have a role that particularly portray your own individual friend group. Like, I'll give a small example. Toru, basically, I feel like she's like, how to explain this in nice without giving too much away. I feel like she's like the leader, I feel like. And sometimes I feel like it helps with the show, make sure not to do in the standard typical anime tropes with giving her a very busty exterior. But I feel like it develops into that sense where, it kind of will make it seem to be a harm, but it's not really not, And I feel like it does have the extensions of being, type of the romantic, even that might not be Toru's actual true intention, but it just seems to come off that way because the gratuity of being her sincere and repaying the favor for saving her. But I also think the main character kind of acts like the mother figure of the house, which we all have in those friend groups, indecently. And then with the other supporting cast and the other mystical beings that are slowly entering Toru's Kobayashi's life, I feel like they blend up the cast really well. And I feel at times when you have an anime such as these that fell into the particular drama, they tend to balance out one of the main three themes here, especially with this being focusing on dragons and then other typical anime stereotypes where you have the otaku friend and vice versa. So you do have some dragons that will pop in here and there and that will tentatively shift into that other person's personality. And then you also have another dragon whose figure is drawn more voluptuous than others and risque clothing, but we'll just say that for another time because no spoils on these channels. I just think it's a lighthearted anime and I think you'll enjoy, but also you got to kick out with the comedic timings and skits that are thrown here and there with a few indulgences of a temper tantrum. But I think the animation is done very stunningly. It makes the anime stand out even more than it normally does, which I am thoroughly impressed with. I feel like normally the anime, when you normally watch it, it can just stand out a lot in animation style where the artwork is working for you, or the art style cannot work for you, it trips you up. And it could be done with the storyline or the characters that really sets it home for you, that you really stuck with the anime. Because a lot of people watch anime and like one or two things could happen. A, they could love it, they continue on, watch the anime, read the manga, watch OVAs, watch sequels, watch spin-offs, and that. Or they could be completely turned off by the anime and never pick up again and just drop it from almost entirely. I feel like with Miss Kobayashi Maid Sama in this case, I feel like these are one of the anime that when you first see it at a glance, you're unsure what to expect out of it, and I feel like that's fair when you hear slice of life, because many people think slice of life is a stereotypical at-home school type vibe, and yet that may be the case, but there are other aspects besides life. There's also like school life, college life, job life, so like it does stem into like different categories in your life depending where you are in your own current life and lifestyle. So not all slice of life is like run-of-the-mill boring. There are some other things that keep it apart and make it special in its own individual way. Just don't knock slice of life until you try it. I feel like when people hear slice of life, they're always too quickly to judge. And I feel like, yes, there are plenty of slice of life anime. There's plenty of them. But there are some who have an interesting characteristic and personality trait that keeps them different from the rest. And I feel like this is one for them. I feel like even though you do have another character in there that looks very childlike, please don't be fooled by that, please. I know what you're thinking. If you see a small child, please. This is rated PG-13. Trust me, the child that you see is perfectly fine. Because normally in shows when you see a small child, you think it's actually a small child. No. When you see a small child or someone who looks 12, they're actually 1,000 years old. That's just the body they want to take on when they're in a new world. And in case of looking at you, 7 Deadly Sins. But that's another anime for another review. But point being, going back to Miss Kobayashi, I feel like it takes a spin on making anime fun again. I feel like sometimes some slice of life genre, especially this one, are underrated. I feel like it deserves more love and respect than it's actually gotten. And I feel like with Maid Dragon, and particularly in this series, I feel, sometimes people are very quick to judge before they actually give it a shot, especially since this was actually released in 2017, which is fairly impressive for the anime style and like trying to take a different direction and not trying to follow those stereotypical tropes. But yet again, why not? I feel like also you have different personality types, so I thought people could also relate to, and like I feel like the script, the plot line, the characters are balancing out each other really well, just depending on what you're looking for. I feel like if you were to delve in this to any way, shape, or form, I think you find hilarious answers of, Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid, that some of the skits in there are very hilarious and you'd be laughing out loud, which I thoroughly did a lot in the series, which I truly enjoy. Especially there's a little fun scene in there, if you know what I'm talking about, because I was dying laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. And I was like, compared to any normal passerby that actually saw the scene occur in real life, you wouldn't know what to think either, and you were trying to take a double take whether you were dreaming or not. And that's kind of how I felt with this, but in a good way. I feel like I would give this anime 8.5 out of 10. I'm excited to see the second season when it comes out this summer, and I can't wait to see the return of old characters and what I've been seeing and hearing, a new character on top of the scene. So when you always add a new character in the mix, there's bound to be more fun adventures that these characters will get into and interesting adventures. But check out Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid if you haven't already. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I can't wait to see your excitement and let me know what you think. Thanks for joining this interview. Give this big video a big thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. Don't forget to comment down below in the comment section what anime you want me to review next. And hit the subscribe button for more contents and more videos soon in the future. See you soon.